So we already obviously talked through all of these key terms here. Again, the concept for this lesson is that we've talked about how you make a profit on the stock market, or at least one of the big ways of making a profit is buying and then selling the stock at a higher price. But what we haven't talked about yet is that, yes, there are a lot of fees involved. So it is something you have to kind of work in when you're trying to figure out what profit you're going to make. If you're not making enough of a profit and the fees kind of cancel it out, maybe you shouldn't sell. So it's something you have to be aware of, especially as you get more involved in the stock market and have bigger purchases. There's more fees involved when it's more big time. So we'll start off here by looking at this first question. And again, there's some formulas that we're going to be using. We already wrote down the one, but we're starting off by just talking about how much money you're having to spend, including these fees. So example 1, Lee made 2 trades to his online discount broker, WeTrade. WeTrade charges a fee of $12 per trade. Lee's first purchase was for $3,456, and his second purchase later in the day was for $2,000. How much did he spend on the day's purchases, including broker fees? This is pretty straightforward, but it's just understanding that every time you do make a purchase, you're going to have to pay an extra $12, yeah? So let's go ahead and find that total. He made 2 purchases, and he's charged $12 per purchase. What should we do here? Well, for this first purchase, he is charged an additional $12, and then he makes another purchase where he is charged an additional $12. That's all you have to do is add this together, right? So these fees are not buying him any stock, right? These fees are just fees to use the website. So he spent $5,480. So later down the road, when he is going to sell, he needs to make sure that he's selling at a high enough price that he's making back money, including these fees, right? He doesn't want to sell, it's only $24 total, right? The 12 and the 12 gives him $24 in fees, but still, that's going to cut into his profits, yeah. So it's something to be aware of as you're buying and selling stock, that these fees are going to cut into your profit. Go ahead and try, this one is the exact same thing. It's just kind of easing us in to the formula we're going to use, but it's super simple. Try it one more time, and then we'll go on to the main focus of the lesson. Okay, so $7 per trade. Now again, a trade is a purchase or a sale. So don't get confused if it's like, well, this says trade and this says purchase. A trade is either when you sell stock or when you buy stock. So they actually charge this fee anytime you buy or sell. So $17.90, you charge a $7 fee. $8,456, you're charged a $7 fee. So $17.90 plus 7 plus 8,456 plus 7. 10,216. So again, not a huge deal, but it will cut into your profits. We're going to go ahead and actually skip this one and go into the next questions. This is just talking about computing a fee, computing fees, and we'll do that in the questions, example 3 here. So it says, Erin purchased $23,510 worth of stock and paid her broker a 1% broker fee. She sold when the stock price increased to $27,300 and used a discount broker who charged $21 per trade. Compute her net proceeds. So this was the formula we wrote down. Net proceeds, we have selling price minus the purchase price minus the fees. So we've had talked about gross capital gain. This is now net, right? Because net is always what you actually get. Net is what you get. So this is the actual profit. Your selling price comes first because that's all the money you have coming in, right? Whatever you sell it at. Oops, selling. We'll just say selling. Minus, but you had to spend some money to buy it in the first place. Minus, again, also any fees you had to pay. Those fees are going to cut into your profits. So all we got to do is put the stuff in where they go. I'm going to go through and kind of label some things here. So here's our purchase price. And then we have the selling price here as well, sold. But there are 2 fees. There is this 1% broker fee and then a $21 fee here as well. So these are different. The $21 is already good to go. But this 1%, you guys should know by now that a percent by itself means nothing. I can't just go, oh, plus 0.01 or it's 0.01, whatever. No. 1% means it's got to be of something. Now, because it's in the same sentence as this purchase, it's going to be 1% of this, yeah, because it's in the same sentence. This $21 fee does apply to this sale. However, it's not a percentage, and so we don't need to do anything with it. It's just going to be $21. So I'm going to kind of start popping stuff in where they go. The selling price is what? What does it say the selling price is again? $27,300. Read carefully. We're skimming through the question here. What is the purchase price? $23,510. Minus, there are two fees. So the first one is going to be this percentage. 1% of $23,510. How do we find that? Well, 1 divided by 100 gives us 0.01. Of means to multiply, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this in parentheses, but we can find what it is. And if you did the math, it ends up being, I think, $235.10. No, 2,351. I lied. It should be 2,351. 2, 3, 5, 10. Let me do this by myself. I was there the first time. 235.10. But again, I'm just going to leave it like that because I can do that in the calculator altogether. But there is one more fee. What is the next fee again? 21. So we had the selling price, we had the purchase price, and we had, oh crap, wrong color. I didn't want to use the same color. And we had two fees. Yeah, because you are charged a fee when you buy and charged another separate fee when you sell. So let's go ahead and put this on the calculator and see what we get. 27,300 minus 23,510 minus 0.01 times 23,510 minus 21. Okay, so I got 3,533.90. That should be correct here. So this is their net proceeds. This is actually what they profited because, again, those fees are going to cut into the profit a little bit. That's something they really need to be aware of because, like I said, with these bigger purchases, the fees get a lot bigger. If you don't sell at a high enough price, then you might not make any profit at all, and you might actually lose money because of that fee. This by itself was like, again, a little over $200. So if you're not paying attention and you sell at a certain price, that $200 could eat away all of your profit. So it's something to be aware of, again, when you're buying and selling is what are the fees I'm having to pay? So therefore, what do I need to sell at so I can still make a profit even accounting for those fees? So go ahead and try this again. I'm going to say you be very, very careful here. This fee is in the same sentence as the 7,000. It applies to that number. This fee is in the same sentence as the 6,325. It applies to that number. So I'll kind of, again, put this here. Selling price minus the purchase minus there are two fees. You need to calculate the fees because they are percents, and here's what I'm going to recommend to you. Make sure you divide them both by 100. We haven't had to deal with a lot of percentages that are less than 1. This is going to look a little different than normal, so I recommend do it 0.5 divided by 100 in your calculator and see what this decimal is. It's going to be different than normal. But go ahead and try it. Selling price minus the purchase price minus what are our two fees, compute those percentages. Okay, so the selling price is $6,325 minus the purchase price of $7,000. If you get that mixed up, you're getting the wrong answer. Purchase, $7,000. Sold, $6,325. That's the spots they go in. Minus my first fee here, 1.5 divided by 100 is 0.015. Of means to multiply. 0.015 of 7,000. That's the first fee. So again, whatever that is, but I can just put that in the put this whole thing in the calculator. So I'm just going to do that. And then I have minus my next fee, 0.0. Ah, crap. This is too light. Let me not use that color. That's a bad idea. We'll make it green now. There we go. Okay. So 0.5 divided by 100, careful guys here, is 0.005, right? We should know this. We should know that 5% is 0.05. So 0.5% needs 2 zeros. That's because it's less than 1%. Yeah, 0.5 is less than 1%. This is going to be less than 1%. So 0.005, again, if you did not use 0.00, make sure you fix that. You're going to get the wrong answer. Okay, so I'm going to plug this whole thing in the calculator. 6325 minus 7,000 minus 0.015 times 7,000 minus 0.005 times 6325. Okay, so the whole thing I should have gotten negative, and that's good because, that'll round to 63. It does say she has a loss. Now, not only, again, is her loss the difference between these two, because she sold it at a cheaper price than she bought it for, so there's a loss right there. But then also these fees made her lose even more money. So that's going to cut into your profit. I mean, again, she wouldn't have made any profit here regardless, but still she made even less. She lost more because of those fees. So when you're doing these questions, again, make sure you keep all of your stuff straight. If it's a percentage, it's of the number that it's in the same sentence with. If it's a dollar amount, that's it, right? We didn't have to multiply with anything. It was just, hey, there's the fee. It's just a dollar amount. So try this again. Make sure you go and try this in your homework assignment, just because with these two questions, a lot of people will get them jumbled up.